Hi guys, welcome back. I am Maya with Simply Bloom. So today I am planting peonies. I have 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 7 plants here. Now I have a couple repeat varieties, but I wanted to go through what I am planting before I start the actual planting process. So this beautiful one right here is called Coral Charm, and it is absolutely that perfect coral, thus the name, coral flower. It's a double peony, and then it has the, what is it, stamen? I believe that's what it's called, like the yellow stamen that offers a lot of movement in the breeze, and it actually to me looks like a water lily. That's what it reminds me of. All of these are herbaceous peonies, so that means that they die back to the ground every year. Also such a thing as Ito or Ito, I think I've heard people say it. I call it Ito peony and tree peony, but these are all herbaceous. Next variety, so I got 2 of the Coral Charm, and then the next variety I have to see, I can't remember. We'll go Sarah Burkhart. I think I just got one of those. So that's a double full peony as well. It's a light pink, and then there's flecks of a darker pink in the flower. And all of these, I believe, are about 6-inch diameter of flowers. There's one flower here though that gets up to 9 inches, and I will get to that in a second. And then the next one, see, that's another Coral Charm. The next peony that I got is the Felix Cruz. So this is, it's under the description, it's considered a red peony. I don't know if I'd necessarily call it a red peony. When I think of red, I think of like a hot, bright red. This is definitely more of a, almost a deeper burgundy, slightly pink red. I got a Mr. Ed peony. Now, from what I can understand about these is, first off, I haven't planted any of these peonies before, so all this information is just coming from a quick Google search. The Mr. Ed peony, from what I can understand, is not a single flower. Wow, chicken came running up behind me. There's not a single flower that's like the other of a Mr. Ed. Every single flower is completely different. They range from light pinks, darker pinks, white flowers. The white flowers can have streaks of pink through them. Every single one's different. Every single one's unique. Makes me think of a snowflake. So I'm excited about that. And then the last variety that I have is I got 2 Carl Rosenfield peonies. So this one's my husband's favorite. He used to own a garden center before we got married, and he said that by far was the most popular peony he sold. So again, it has the title of a red, but I wouldn't necessarily consider it a red. It's more of a pinkish red with that cool, almost blue undertone to it. Has very sturdy stems. It's this one right here. Very sturdy stems, great for cut flowers, but really peonies, they're all great for cut flowers. But this one is known for the sturdy stems, so it will help hold those heavy flowers up. And then this Carl Rosenfield, if I remember correctly, these blooms get anywhere from 7 to 9 inches wide. So massive blooms. All of these have very sweet, lovely scents. I know I've heard of some peonies smelling not the nicest, so I made sure I got ones that smelled beautiful. And then I'm just going to work on placing them around in my different flower beds. I want to make sure every single flower bed has a peony. And one thing I want to mention about peonies is go big if you can afford the budget. So the bigger the root that you're getting, the sooner you're going to get blooms. So I planted so many different peonies around this property already, but what I did is I went to Home Depot and I just got the bags of bare roots for $14.99, which isn't bad, but keep in mind that can take years before you start getting blooms. I planted a bunch 3 years ago, and on one of them I finally have the first bud forming. Janie from Dig Plant Water Repeat, she did a video with someone all about peonies. I learned so much from that video. I'll link it down below as well. But she said that it can take up to 7 years before you get a bloom with the ones from Home Depot. It can take up to, so that doesn't mean it will always take 7 years, but it can take up to 7 years. And I can say I've made it halfway up to 3 years, and I'm finally first bud on one plant, and I think I planted like 6 peonies from those bare roots. So keep that in mind. You get big roots if you can afford it. It's expensive, but if you can afford it, your garden will thank you. You'll start to get blooms like this sooner rather than later. So I'm just going to, can you hear my birds? I'm just going to place these around the garden and get to planting. I just want to say something. This looks like a hot mess right now. I know it is my cut flower garden. So give it a couple weeks and it will look so much beautiful. We need to just prep the soil, get everything going, amend the soil, and then I will begin planting. So it looks like an overgrown mess. It is, but soon it will be beautiful. And I have a cottage garden stretching all along in front of it. So just come back in a couple weeks and I promise it'll look better. Tell me it's humid without telling me it's humid. It's like the first humid day. I'm feeling it. My hair is feeling it. Okay, I am done and I'm loving it. Let me show you. Start here because this is where I ended up. Let me show you a picture of what this will look like because I'm embarrassed to show you this mess. So like I said, in a few weeks, this garden bed will look gorgeous, you know, nicely weeded, nice rows of planted cut flowers. It will be gorgeous. Okay, so I have bobo hydrangeas here. I have 10 along this driveway. So I'm kind of starting a theme here where in between every bobo, so on, so on. Peony. I don't have a peony in between these two. I'm thinking of moving, that's a Heliopsis. I kind of want to like bump the Heliopsis up a little bit and then put a Peony there. And I have a Peony there that I planted last year that's just starting to wake up. And please excuse the cardboard sticking up everywhere. This was a no-dig, no-till flower bed. Most of the cardboard's gone. There's just a few that's peeking up through the mulch. And I have not weeded at all this year. So please ignore the tufts of grass and weeds everywhere. Okay, so starting down here, this is a Carl Rosenfield Peony. And then I have the Coral Charm, which is about to open soon. Very excited. And then I honestly don't remember what peony that was that I planted last year. We will find out. And then down here I have the Sarah Burkhart, and then the Coral Charm, which, oh my word, need I say more? Gorgeous. And then I have another Carl Rosenfield right here. And then I want to show you the others, but like I said, please excuse the weeds. I used to get out to the garden every morning by 6 a.m. sharp, if not a little bit earlier. But since having a new baby, you know, nighttime feedings, I'm a little tired come 5 in the morning when I used to wake up. So I've been sleeping when babies sleep. So garden might not be as weeded and pristine as usual, but I'm giving myself a little slack this year. Right here, I put this flower bed in last year. You can see I have some repairs I need to do. More cardboard, more mulch. We'll get to that later. But over here, I planted the, what did I plant? Felix Cruz. Did I talk about this one? I'm not sure. Well, I have a Felix Cruz. So that will be beautiful because I have a baby blue spruce right there. And a barberry and, you know, a few other things. And then down here, I planted the Mr. Ed Peony, which has, you know, these unique pink and white blooms that I think will look absolutely gorgeous. Okay, you guys, being completely honest, this video is not, it did not go how I wanted to. As I was filming and stuff, I looked around, I'm like, oh my gosh, my garden is a mess, weeds everywhere, trash everywhere. Does anyone else notice that after winter time in the snow, where does the trash come from? Like there's just random pieces of garbage. Does it blow in from somewhere? I don't know. So I just need to go around, pick that up. I have all these tags all over the place. My chickens and my puppy, when we got him last fall, they went through and plucked up all my plant tags because I like to, you know, for the first little bit until I really get to know that plants, I would stick my tag in the ground because I would forget what it was called. So I'd want to look at the tag to see what the plant was. You know, I know it's a daylily, but what kind of daylily? Well, chickens, dog, plucked them all up. So there's loose tags laying everywhere, trash everywhere, weeds everywhere. But I realize most typical home gardeners are in a familiar boat as I am, especially if you have kids, young kids. So I was like, well, maybe we can be in a boat together and help you guys realize that not everyone's garden is absolutely pristine and perfect at all times, because it's so easy to get swept into that world of everything must be aesthetically pleasing when it's not. Is he awake?
Oh, he's been awake for a long time. He's just laying there.
That is it for today. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.